All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Real Stocks, a place where you can find stocks and realness in stocks. That's right, I said it. So Nasdaq very tight overnight. I'm enjoying this action. Look at the daily. It's just trying not to blast off. That's what this looks like so far to me. It's just attempting to not blast off. No one's really selling this market, at least right now. We'll see if another seller comes in. Looks like we had a seller every couple of weeks step in since, I don't even think that's the bottom. I think the bottom's lower. There's the bottom. So there's the bottom. Had a seller step in a week. Had a little bit of a selling. Seller step in another week. A little bit of selling another week. Seller step in another week. And we haven't had a seller step in yet. And the market is looking very tight up here. The seller looks like he may not step in this week. I don't know. You never do quite know, but that's not what it looks like so far. Still closing below the 200 period moving average on the NASDAQ, but see those highs getting ominously higher. That's usually a good sign. So we'll see what happens up there. You switch over to my stocks profile on my on my browser because I like Workona. Looked at a couple of stocks yesterday I liked. ZTO was looking really. INSG, which I was just on, was looking really good yesterday. Excellent volume. Closed, very elevated out of this declining line right there. So INSG getting back with the program. Maybe getting back towards $6 here given some time. ZTO, another one that I was really enjoying yesterday. I'm not sure. I think this was on our watch list, if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure how I came across this one. But I would have noticed it if I would have noticed it before. Look at this volume coming in on the uptrend. Obviously, your highest volume day had some distribution to it, but holding higher up here, volume declining as we were drifting lower. We kind of held the close of this day almost right there. And then yesterday with another high volume reversal to the upside. So ZTO, I'm really enjoying that one. That one could get going. It hasn't quite broken out yet from this little pattern. Overall, looks like it's a recent. Let me double check if it's recent or not. Yeah, so there's its IPO. Looks like 2016. So pretty recent IPO. What's up, Blay? How you doing, buddy? So there's its IPO. Put in a big cup with handle here. You can see the cup. There's your handle for the IPO base. And then blew up, about 27%. Looks like it's forming another base. Hard to say exactly what's going to happen out of this one, but this should be considered a base on base pattern if you take a look at this weekly time frame. But that's a much broader pattern. There's another pattern here there's other patterns in here, I should say. Nothing's fully formed yet, but the action's looking good. Definitely looking different on the daily chart. So ZTO looks interesting. Eli Lilly has just not continued, or I'm sorry, has continued with the high volumes. Yesterday it looks like it sold off a little bit, closing down a bit of a percent. High volume, that's not a good candle, but all the other ones are pretty decent. We were wondering what this high volume is about, and maybe there's just some more distribution in here than would like. Just got an alert on FXI. I was looking at FXI is a China ETF yesterday. I wanted to get alerted if we went over this candle there. Looks like I just did. So FXI could be off to the races. Maybe some good China stuff happening. Some nice bullish behavior, really lack of selling in here. And FXI looks pretty healthy. All right, what's up here today? CDNS, Garmin up 6%, INS up 3.5%, NetEase, Amarin up another 1%, Square, MJ, SIVB, Starbucks. SIVB looking really good too. Starting to barely edge out of a consolidation pattern. You can see here on the weekly, kind of not really an inverted head and shoulders yet, but kind of it has that look to it. We'll see what happens there. But it's after earnings. Good reaction after earnings. You had a nice gap up. Kind of back end filled a little bit, holding the lows there. And then slowly starting to rise. You have two ways you can take this space. You can take it in a horizontal level, or you can take it off of that trend line break. Either one looked pretty good yesterday. Volume wasn't phenomenal, but we'll see if that can pick up. It hasn't been phenomenal, and this thing has tended to run this entire time. So, we'll see. It's not near a high. It doesn't have to have phenomenal volume for a breakout. Eli Lilly back positive. All these around 0.25%. Twitter looks like Square's up, getting towards 0.5%. And Garmin up 10%. They have earnings today? Yeah, they did have earnings today. There's your gap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they beat pretty good. They beat pretty good there. Already up a few percent. 2.5% from the open. So pretty good there on Garmin. Pretty good there on Garmin. Micron up here today, 2.24%. Never did quite get the pullback to this trend line. It may not be due it, but Garmin actually today looking pretty good. If it can get a little bit more, if it can get some good volume. I mean, the day just started, so I don't really know. 1 million out of 36 million in 2 minutes. Hard to kind of know where we're going to go from there. CDNS, big gap up, also earnings. FIVN is another one that we're looking at, and this one does have earnings, which is why we haven't done anything with it. Beat earnings 23 over 17, so that's pretty good. And decent volumes yesterday. Looks like some distribution taking profits ahead of earnings. STNE. STNE getting up there, also eclipsing a little consolidation level, doing pretty good right there. MNFF, Funko. VIPs, looking for things consolidating. C-Trip, if that's what that was. That looks pretty interesting, but earnings are coming up 3-4. That's going to be in about a week and a half on C-Trip. Little consolidation here. We'll see if it can get over that trend line. C-Trip could be a good little trade. Look at yesterday. Look at that volume, that supportive volume yesterday. I do like that. There's a lot of these little consolidations recently that'll give you some decent little percentages quickly. And I'm playing some of these, and so far they're working out okay. SIVB and ZTO were my two favorite from yesterday. Cron and Win are looking pretty good as well. Cron kind of stuck in a consolidation just coming out of this declining trend line. We'll see if it can get back up. As we know, we can see resistance around these stocks between $25 and $26. This one popped up to 24.5. Win yesterday looking pretty good, also popping out of a small consolidation declining trend line. Volume wasn't that great, but it doesn't really need to be. It just needs to get moving, which it's getting with the program. YY is looking pretty good as well. And today actually breaking out of there. Yesterday it was poking up against there. Today breaking higher. Yeah, that'd be some. Yeah, that's good. Up 2.5% today. So look what a good volume day does for you. Hopefully we can get some of these other ones up there as well. SQ looks like 1.17%. I mean, just getting with the program. Nothing really majorly wrong with Square. It's just marching along. So earnings coming up. Be wary of that. 227 aftermarket, so a week from now. And it's aftermarket, right? Aftermarket. So be aware of that if you're holding Square. It is behaving very nicely. We're seeing some nice gaps on earnings. It's not guaranteed Square is going to go up on earnings, but those are always good signs. Shen is one that we've been in, and Shen hasn't really traded much yet today. So Shen yesterday actually broke out technically of this cup with handle. This would have been your buy point. No major volume here as of yet. We have increased volume for 3 days in a row, which is nice. But we'll see if that continues. It needs to get above the volume line here. About 40% above average volume. 50-day average volume is what IBD classifies as breakout volume. And so we're not quite there yet in Shen. Team coming back after some consolidation. Kind of. High volume day yesterday without further progress downward is very good for Team. That's a good day to take a position on right there. I wasn't trading towards the close, otherwise I wish I would have done that. That's really good. That's really good. I like that. Amarin, Starbucks. Starbucks is performing good. Blah blah blah. If I could talk. So Starbucks breaking out of this kind of first stage cut pattern here, and volume was not really that good. Started pulling back a little bit. Looks like it's flattening out. Maybe it's still consolidating on that run, but it could get going again. This market is just taking little chunks. Little chunk, which is fine with me. Okay, SIVB, how you behaving? just fine. There's ZTO up a little bit. Not a tremendous amount, but a little bit. We'll see how that goes throughout the day today, up 0.21%. Opening up here, which is good. You know, we'll see if we'll get some upward momentum. Most of these days have a good breadth to them. We'll see if this one does. If this has a good breadth, it's either gonna cave or it's gonna poke its head out, which is ideal. And on some nice little follow through action, that would be very good follow up to that follow through. It's not really follow through, more of just an accumulation day. But you can see that volume accumulating after breaking this little base right there. So hopefully it can get with the program. And Lily back here. Let's go see what's down towards the low. Solar Fund, TTD. See if there's anything. Maybe taking a pullback position. We're taking a pullback position. TTD yesterday with, looks like that's a distribution day. Got a big wick on the upside there. And then today you're gapping down. Being supported by the 10-day, which it's been so far. This could be a decent entry for TTD. I need to print off another. I made a little options list for me, because I end up writing things on sticky notes, and that's not working. I end up with 7 billion sticky notes. But TTD right here looking pretty interesting, as a matter of fact. Just plug that in. Let's do open office. What up, Eli? Your personal life is your personal life, my friend. If you want to have relations with Garmin, that's fine. Let's go to my open office. You don't need to look at that. I'm going to... Oh, where'd it go? Oh, I think I deleted it without saving because I didn't like my list. I'll have to make a new one. I need to make one for today, though. I made one for yesterday. Had CRISPR, Cron, Win, Twilio, Holly, YY, SIVB, and ZTO on my list yesterday. TTD should go on my list. Oh, it has earnings, though, so never mind. How did I not notice that? 221 tomorrow after market, so probably going to avoid that one. All right, so INS, THRM, TRX, SAVE, pulling back. SAVE pulling back right there. It's got a trend line. If it gets back towards that trend line, that could be a buy. INS here. So INS, actually, we hit that 25. It hasn't come back since. They've been distributing since it hit up there at 25. Breaking that symmetrical triangle, not a good thing. INSG now down a little bit today. Okay, pulling back. That's okay. NBEV, Hertz. Oh, there's Shen down 0.7%, so it started coming down a little bit. INSG, CERN, DPZ, Take-Two Interactive. There's PayPal, down a little bit. Yeah, Shen down 0.7%. All right, see what ZTO is doing. Up a little bit. SIVB also up a little bit. SIVB getting with the program here. I'm liking the way the candle looks so far. No major action to the downside. Tilroy. I just got a little alert on Tilroy, or Tilray. I keep calling it Tilroy. Oh, is Riot running too? Oh yeah, 5%. That's not running. It was running yesterday. So if you guys don't know about Riot, it's a Bitcoin, it's a blockchain business, and Bitcoin had a pretty decent weekend, and so Riot exploded, almost went up 100% on the stock at one particular point, but it's holding up higher so far, maintaining this gap. We'll see what happens with it. I don't know if I'll be getting super involved with Riot. No, Siri, I don't want to talk to you. NASDAQ getting with the program here this morning. Look, we already edged over this little consolidation with these last 2 days. And so if we can break higher here again, that would be really nice. That would kind of show a general uptrend in play, and that's pretty good right there. But yeah, Riot 5%. I don't have Riot on here. I don't know if I need to. I don't know, maybe they'll have some news or something. But Riot's probably bouncing on the BTC pop. Right, 8K shows CEO was terminated. Oh, this is such a Bitcoin play. It's stupid. The CEO gets fired and the thing pops 57%. Maybe it's correlated. Maybe they weren't doing the right things. I don't know. That's possible. Shares fall. Okay, that makes more sense. Shares fall. Yeah. Oh, interim CEO and COO steps down. Woo! Nobody wants to be at the helm of this ship. That's not a very encouraging sign. Not at all. All right, ZTO 1.2, 1.25%. I don't think it was up that much a minute ago, was it? Getting over that range, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that on ZTO. Getting over the highs of that day looks pretty good. Hi, Ethan. Hair looks great, Bugs. We just need to cut it now. ZTO getting on with the program. Very nice. That's what we like to do. NVIDIA not running. Had some good earnings and it's not running yet. Do you think it's a good pause before a rally, or did you miss something? China's bouncing. Oh, FXI. Yeah, I got off tangent on that. Yeah. Let's talk about NVIDIA first. So NVIDIA's really beaten down. It hasn't come back. We've had a lot of rally and a lot of stocks off of the lows. NVIDIA just hasn't done it yet. So I don't think there's the appetite for NVIDIA right now. I've been looking at, trying to take these bounce plays, and I've been avoiding, for the most part, these stocks that are down in lows. I'm really looking for the stocks that have bounced back a tremendous amount, where institutions have shown interest. Hasn't happened yet in NVIDIA. It is holding above this neckline, though, of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. So there's a possibility for things getting good. I don't know if I'm mad at it, but without it having a very good reaction to earnings, I mean, they saw something they didn't like. You're going to have to read the transcript or a summary of the transcript on some website that some guy put out. But if you're looking for a lower risk, I mean, this isn't too bad for a lower risk. You get about 3% there to the 10-day. But overall, I would like to see a little bit more get up and go before I really get involved in NVIDIA. This isn't necessarily a super bullish setup. It's not bad. It's not bad, but there's other stocks that are having some decent moves where NVIDIA just is flat. So I'd rather be involved in the ones that want to go up than try to force this one to go up. So rather be on the back of Michael Jordan than me. This is me. It's like, I guess I can try to dunk. But Michael Jordan's like, yeah, I'll dunk. So, all right. Right up a little more. Twilio 4%. This was on my list yesterday, and I kind of screwed the pooch on this one. I wanted to get in earlier, and I didn't. And then here we are up another 4%. That would have, that would have been a great trade yesterday. But I missed my opportunity on that one. I had it, and I don't know if I was streaming with you guys or what I was doing, but I missed my pullback. I like these little pullbacks. At least this is kind of one of my new strategies I'm playing with. So these stocks that kind of pull back and pop up real quick, when you get these big pullbacks, consolidations, and they start to break out, that's where I wanted to get involved. And I didn't. It was up here, and half of my profit evaporated, so I just passed on the trade. But that would have worked out really well. Twilio is a leading stock. It's pretty much the go-to, for my understanding. I'm not, in SMS for apps and stuff like that. That's Twilio. Look at the good run it's had there. I mean, come on, man. From early 2018, break out there at 34, up at 120. That's a 300% run in a year. That's a really good run. So Twilio doing good things right there. What else we got? Stone, RGMF, YY, another one on my list yesterday. And rally, rallying out of that. We already talked about that one. ZTO 1.2, Team. Team is in a little consolidation. Started popping up a little bit. I'm correct about Twilio. Okay, cool, yeah. I thought so. I didn't know what other players were in that space. And I was in that Auth Zero company yesterday, and they mentioned, oh no, it was a different one. It's like Web something or other. Anyway, and they mentioned hooking up SMS with Twilio, and that was the only option they had. The only option they had. So Twilio may have a bit of a monopoly right now, which is good for them. Other players are from the 1990s. So NASDAQ so far not able to get above those prior 2 days highs. I was hoping we would get above that, maybe pull back from there. But so far pulling back right now, not the best. Oh, it just does things correctly? Okay. Yeah, did you see my rant on you yesterday? Yeah, I was ranting yesterday. After all day of doing that, I ended up with nothing and a half broken of what I made work. So, yeah, it was pretty fun yesterday. All right, so NASDAQ here pulling back. Let's go through, okay, let's go from the top down. Let's see what's doing what. We got Riot, which I'm going to ignore. CDNS, bouncing on earnings, but pulling off Huya, or whatever it's called. Bouncing pretty good today. I talked about this one yesterday. Actually, no, I mentioned this to Eli later in the day that Huya was looking good. Good volume yesterday, follow through today. Another trade I probably should have got involved in, but I took ZTO and SIVB yesterday. I could have taken, as a bunch of them I could have taken. The market's prime with these little setups. As the market's just floundering about, you're getting these consolidations in the market that are giving some smaller trades, which could be pretty profitable. Hey James, that's your brother's. Let's not. Did he say you can play with it?
I just wanted to put it in here.
You're gonna put it here? Thank you. You can get dressed for the day, please. Dressed in teeth. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Okay, go. Go. I'm streaming. Oh. Let's go get dressed for the day. Brush teeth. Socks and shoes.
Wait, going to school?
Yeah, Daddy's trying to get stuff done, buddy. I gotta send you to school. Sorry. Eli says hi. They left. They already left the room. I'll tell them. And NASDAQ's starting to get back with the program again. Yeah, like I said, man, hopefully if this low holds like this, look at this nice little pattern. All these lows that are higher. I mean, it seems weird, right? It kind of seems a little bit weird, but like these lows are kind of lower. These lows are really, really bunching up against the highs. This is being squeezed right here, you know, so far. And the volume's been pretty healthy. So there's some accumulation up here. It's not so high that it reeks of distribution to me. Like if it were really high volume, if it were really high volume, if it were like up here, right, I'd be concerned that there's no price progress upwards. But it's above the lows, like these lower volume areas. It's a little bit higher. It's just holding higher, which is really good. So if we can hold these lows, like yesterday's, if we can hold yesterday's low and then just end up popping our head higher, I think that'd be super cool. All right, ZTO pulling back a little bit. See if we come back into the base. INS, NetEase, Riot, CDNS. Okay, let's go from the top down here. So CDNS, Funko. Funko with an interesting setup. It is off of the lows, has earnings. Okay, can't do anything with earnings. 220 aftermarket, that's today. So VIPs, I'm sorry, this is VIP shops. VIP shops here, getting with the program here, but earnings are today. Going to be very difficult to buy that today. If you do, it's going to have to be a really small position just to avoid bad things happening. And then Huya up 5%. We talked about that one already. Twilio getting with the program, but right back towards the highs. This would have been a 70% gainer for me. Tilray. So Tilray is the one I saw poke above this high earlier where I got that alert. It doesn't mean it's going to rock and roll, but it could. And I was actually going to TLRY. See where this thing could get to in a nutshell. It's been pretty tight. I wonder if some of that volatility has really, really waned off, but this thing can move. It can have these big pumps. I mean, this one, once it popped up, this one popped up about 36%. This thing can have some crazy moves out of it. And it's getting pretty tight here, so it may break up here. Let's say it goes to like 100. Let's see what kind of gains that gives us 30 days out. See, that's some pretty good gains right there. You're talking 100+% in 30 days. So that's not too bad. Earnings are coming up in a while, about 3 weeks or so, almost a month. Yeah, I need to get with the program here on some stuff. TQQQ. Oh, SIVB's negative on me now. What's wrong with you, SIVB? I think I'm going to exit Eli Lilly, to be honest with you. After yesterday's big volume day, I mean, I don't know if I have a lot of confidence it's going higher. I can exit most of the position. I'm up on it, so I think I'm going to exit Eli Lilly, at least half of it. Yeah, I'll exit. I've got 5 calls. I'll exit 3. Oh, wow. How'd that work out? That's 146. That's a weird. What do I have? I've got it till June. And 135. Wow, that's like. What's up with that bid? 3 cents. Obviously out of whack. I shouldn't get filled there. 146 was the last fill, but that wasn't today. Lilly hasn't really traded at all. I guess it traded here. I don't have volume on here. Should have volume on here. Yeah, there we go. I guess it's still holding up. I'll still stay with it for right now. We'll see. Oh, my Shen looks like to be in profit-taking territory. Guess I could try to take that profit. Whopping $100. A smaller position, though. It says it's up 21%. And NASDAQ trying to poke higher. There we go. Are we going to finally break through the... We're going to break through the glass ceiling, everyone. That'd be good. That'd be super good. Could take the whole market with it. Oh, there we go. We just broke the high of the day. And now we're going for it. We're going for it. See if that breaks up there. Or it's going to stall out. Little bit of stalling. There's a little bit of selling. I'm just looking at the 70.92.50, 70.93. Oh, and it comes back down. And we'll see if we get another shot at it. We'll see if we get a shot at it. MJ up 1% today, creeping up in the bottom of my screen. Another one consolidating. Oh, that's Baba. How did I end up on Baba? Actually, Baba was looking good yesterday, too. I didn't write it down, but look at Baba on that consolidation. Still buyable today, I think, if you guys are interested in Baba. A little consolidation out of kind of some lows here. It's elevated a little bit. Not my favorite, but it's doing pretty good. It's down pretty far, but it's doing pretty good. I wanted to... Okay, look at MJ. MJ doesn't have a major basing component to it, but I will say that it's on the upswing again. See how these wide days have given way to tight days? That's pretty good. I thought that was kind of an anomaly and weird, but now it appears to be a trend. And so tight days are good days. That means the selling is stopped. So you could probably take a position in MJ if you're so inclined to get involved in that sector. I'm not sure if that's going to be a sector-wide thing or just indicative to MJ, but I mean that's a change in behavior. Look at how tight those days are compared to the recent past. Very, very tight ranges. 1, 2, that's 5 days in a row now. So far, the day's not over, obviously, but the previous 4 days, those ranges are just gone. There's no ranges, and they're closing in good places towards the highs, and the volumes aren't too bad. So there's definitely some support here. MJ getting with the program. maybe the next week or two we'll see a nice big pop out of MJ, so that could be good if you're looking at some bounce plays. There's ZTO up 1.5 now. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Market's been good recently. Team up 1.2%. Trying to get out of its little consolidation. Looks like it is starting to break out of its... It is a minor consolidation, don't get me wrong. But even these can be healthy little pullbacks for smaller trades. I mean, that's not bad there at all. Okay, Square. That's what I was initially going to go click at. We know Square's got earnings coming up. See, look at Square too. Also with smaller breadths. BREADTHS breadth. There's an A in there, right? I think there is. But you see the wide bars on the way up. Wide. Now it's really tight. It's really tight, that because if it were wider, and now I know this was like running, but if they were wider bars, there would either be a running or a selling component. So there's no selling component or running component, which is good because the buyers are still here. A little bit of distribution out of the consolidation. Square's looking great. Yes, James. Hold on a minute, guys. I'll be right back. All right, I'm gonna have to go in a little bit here. Yeah, so my stock list. I'm actually thinking I need some more stocks on my stock list. Is what I'm thinking of. I may go try to pillage the IBD 50. Let's see what IBD's got to say today. Maybe I'm missing something. Stocks flat ahead of Fed minutes. Why this top stock is tumbling below its buy point after Tuesday's breakout. IBD stock of the day runs toward buy point with strong sponsorship. Ooh, sponsorship is good. PCTY, what's this thing? Always need more stocks. Oh, wow. Wow. Holy bejesus. That's a couple of good runs, and look at that green volume. Dang. Composite rating 99 out of 99. Industry group ranked number 1. Cup pattern. Provider of payroll and human capital management software nears a buy point. Solid sponsorship is a strong point for Paylocity. I've never heard of this thing. Delivered 9 straight quarters of mid-20s revenue growth. That steady performance many institutional investors like. Shareholders of many different shareholders include good mutual funds. We like Paylocity's consistent execution under the careful leadership of the CEO and believe the strategic value of the asset is illustrated in the recent acquisition of Ultimate Software. Yep, Garmin 15%. Yeah, so interesting. Pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. You know see, they should give me a check so I can check the thing. But look at this thing, man. Just not there was your pause a little bit ago. It's already up 2.74%. I don't know if it's quite gone yet. I mean, that's a huge cut base. How deep is that? 39%? That's not too bad out of a bear market. Not too bad at all. I've never heard of this thing. Not once. There's a cup with handle that didn't work out. There's a double bottom that kind of worked out. No, hit the sell point and then retook the buy point and then just launched off. PCTY. I got to put this on here. PCTY. Okay. Thanks, IBD. PCTY, after soaring 205%, is this top-rated stock ready to go again? HEIA. James, get dressed. HEIA, along with Boeing and TransDigm Aerospace and Defense, better maybe ready to launch a new breakout. Oh yeah, there's a nice cut base. HEIA? How come it's not pulling up? HEIA. I've got the right symbol. And NASDAQ going for it again. Again. Come on. Get up there. Apparently I can't pull up this stock. Apparently the stock doesn't exist. Let's look at Boeing instead. Boeing also getting with the program a little bit. There's your consolidation in Boeing. Already kind of moving up. Look at that volume 2 days ago. Elevated volume pop. TTD down 5.49% today. Some of these ones. FIVN. Oh, wow. After earnings, a couple days after earnings with a big drop for some reason. Huge volume, too. They had good news and they sold off freaking 3%. Here, pulling back in the base is no good. I'm looking for a nice little pullback out of a rally on something that looks healthy. I was doing this yesterday too. Oh, SSNC with a possibility. What was the one that ran the other day? It was had huge earnings the other day. My list is too big sometimes. Sometimes too small, sometimes too big. But I do gotta go, guys. I gotta get the kid to daycare. I'm gonna hit this app thing again. Shen coming down a little bit. EEFT, FLP, TMS, T-Mobile. Yeah, what was that stock? I think I threw that. I threw like 40 sticky notes away yesterday. I've been trying to purge my office. I cleaned it. I'm trying to purge it. And sticky notes has been part of that, so I'm kind of getting used to my new system here. Paycom coming back a little bit. Yeah, Paycom's not bad at all. I thought about rebuying Paycom yesterday. I did not. But I thought about it, and that's the important part, that I thought about it. ZTO getting with the program. Right, up 11% now. Going to the moon. Twilio, Tilray, 5% now. All right, look at that. I got that alert down there. It's already up. And I couldn't take my position. Cron, TSM. Okay, what was that stock? It started with a B that was up like 3 days ago. Cyber. That's what it is. Okay, it has a B in it. Cyber. I was looking at Cyber yesterday. And look at that. That would have been a beautiful little pullback. I think it didn't make my list, so. That's right, Eli. It's just like with a romantic relationship. It's the thought that counts. I also thought about getting this one on the pullback because I'm like, this one had such a good reaction on earnings. There's probably no way this thing's going to maintain these low levels for long. So CYBR would have been a good one to get into yesterday early on as it was under the previous day's low. I was looking at that one. Anyway, but I did get involved in ZTO and SIVB. Kind of ones, we'll see how that works out. SIVB pulling back here a little bit right now. No major one, but how? I got to get out of here. Yeah, I think too much, Eli. I got to get out of here. Yeah, so have a good day, guys. See you tomorrow. Stay safe out there, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.